So hello and good morning, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to KTB Vlogs and welcome to another episode of What's the Hype All About? You got me right. With the overwhelming response of our Bandra hype video, I have decided to show you the most hyped street of Kolkata. You can guess it right. That's the Park Street. Even if you visited Calcutta once, the first suggestion that anybody would say, have you been to Park Street? So come, let's see what is the hype all about. And to accompany me is gonna be somebody who is not just a very popular face on screen, but is a passionate storyteller, an explorer, and the man behind Calcutta Walks himself.
Affectionately known as Mr. Calcutta.
So come.
So Park Street was earlier called the Burial Ground Road because it led to all the cemeteries at the end.
Okay.
So that's the reason why Park Street came to be. This was the southern extremity of the White Town. So what is now APJ School, this used to be the French cemetery. Have you heard of Tiretta Bazaar?
Tiretta Bazaar.
Tiretta Bazaar?
Yeah.
So you know who made Tiretta Bazaar?
No.
Tiretta Bazaar was made by a guy called Eduardo Tiretta, who came from Italy. And he became the commissioner of the Calcutta Corporation. And he built that market which he intended for Europeans only. So he thought ke sare gore log aayenge and shopping karenge. So Eduardo Tiretta had a French wife, Jo died very early on in the marriage, and he went and buried her in St. John's Church in Scialda. So the jackals came and, dug out her body. So obviously he was very disturbed. So then he bought this plot of land and he buried his wife here. And then it started being called the French Cemetery. When he died, he was also buried here. So it started being called Tiretta Cemetery. And then APJ Group bought this plot of land and built a school on top of it. So now APJ School is the school.
If I'm not wrong, Assembly of God Church was also...
that was a North Park Street Cemetery.
That was also a cemetery.
That was also a cemetery, yes. So Calcutta is full of buildings that are built on cemeteries. So what's very interesting about this cemetery is that it opened in 67 and closed in 1790s. 23 years. Huh?
Oh, 23 years, sorry.
So there were so many people dying so much, so quickly, that the entire cemetery got filled up in 23 years.
Was there any particular disease or some spread?
The British thought it was the bad tropical air that was killing them.
Okay.
So for bad, the term is mal, just a malpractice, malnutrition.
Yeah.
So they thought mal air, therefore malaria.
Oh, okay.
So the British thought it was a bad tropical air killing them.
Wow.
But
it was malaria.
Yeah, but then Sir Ronald Ross experimented on several of his Indian servants at the PG hospital in Calcutta, and we came to know it was transmitted by the Anopheles mosquito.
My God. How do you remember these weird names of a mosquito, man? You know why I wanted him to be a part of this video? Is because of this.
Yeah.
I would not have been able to even pronounce this. Something mosquito.
Anopheles mosquito.
Anopheles mosquito.
So this is the cemetery. So there's the South Park Street Cemetery here, North Park Street Cemetery where you said the AG is your school, former school. Then there's Scottish Cemetery at the back. There's Lower Circular Road Cemetery there. Yeah. There's French Cemetery you saw. And then you go further down, there's all those Gobra cemeteries. Yeah. So this was the land of cemetery. So that's why this was called the Burial Ground Road.
So that's for the starters. Yeah. Now that we know, so what is the history of this particular land where we are walking on right now?
So the whole point of us doing this Kutub is to let your audience know that there is a very good reason why people come to Park Street. Now, a lot of us, we feel very cynical about it, that, what do people do? Just walk up and down Park Street. Yeah. What is its connection with Christmas? Yeah. So I think our job will be done if your audience understands today that why do people come to Park Street? What is so great about Park Street? When Park Street first came to be, then I told you it was the southernmost part of the White Town. So for the British, this was where they came outside the city almost, to the end of the city, just to come to this. And then the first building that came up was Asiatic Society, but that was 1790s. So it's an ancient building, it's not new. But the real Park Street that we know today started off from the early 1900s. About for the last 100 years, you can say that Park Street has truly become the most glamorous and glorious street of Calcutta.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Second reason is all the Christian bodies that exist on Park Street. For example,
Okay.
Like-
okay. Got it.
institutions.
Institutions.
Yeah.
Institutions.
After cemetery, body is.
I was like, okay.
So, जैसे ये है Seventh Day Adventist Church and attached to the school. Now, Seventh Day Adventists are a section of Christianity where they don't pray on Sunday because they say that God rested on Sunday. So we should not disturb God on Sunday. So their service is on Saturdays.
Oh, God sleeps on Sunday.
So God created
The
the
usual
earth.
mass is on Sundays.
Yeah.
Ah.
So God created earth on 6 days, and on the 7th day He rested according to the Bible.
Oh.
So they say when God is resting, why are we doing the mass and why are we bothering Him?
Yeah,
So they
that
rest
makes
on
sense.
Sunday. so their service is on Saturday. So this is one Christian body, the Seventh Day Adventist. The other is of course the residence of the Archbishop of the Catholics. After that is St. Xavier's College. So 3 Christian bodies already. Fourth is the St. Thomas's Church attached to what is now called the Loreto House. So you see there's so many churches and so many Christian institutions on Park Street.
Yeah.
That's why people come to Park Street because it reverberates that Christian vibe for the last 300 years.
Yeah, but then I think since then it was a thing to come here, and maybe that's how gradually things have developed, even in today's time.
Yes, yes. Back in the day, till the metro opened into Park Street, which is the Park Street Metro, till that happened, Indians would think twice before entering Park Street. Because they were like, this is a white sahib's place.
Yeah.
This is where the Goras are. So they were always intimidated. Unless you were Anglo-Indian, unless you were Parsi, unless you were...
Or rich.
or super rich and wealthy and well connected. Yeah. So it was the metro that democratized access to Park Street.
Wow.
This is something that I want you to see and show your audience. This is a dragon. Have you ever seen a dragon in the middle of Park Street?
This has never caught my eye.
Yeah.
Whereas this has been my route to my home from my school since like forever. But then this is the first time I'm realizing there's a dragon here. What is the story behind this?
So the dragon basically is, in the 60s and the 70s, Calcutta was a big hub of the hippies. So all those hippies that would come in would obviously indulge in drugs. So this was installed by the municipal corporation at the time to tell people, do not indulge in drugs, it's not good for you. So the ill effects of smoking was what represented by the dragon and all the skulls surrounding it. You can see there are skulls and faces of people surrounding it. Yeah. This building is called the Survey of India. The first maps of India were printed here. And back in the day when if you had control over the geography, you had control over the land, no? Because the British needed to control India, and to control India, they needed information. And the best information was, geographical information was on the map. Topographical and geographical. So that's what this place made. It made the maps that made the British.
Calcutta has a lot of, history. It's very rich in history.
And that used to be the palace of the Maharaja of Murshidabad.
I've parked my car for 3 years here,
Yeah.
in this pandal.
Yeah, that Khandar is
That used to be, you said, Murshidabad.
the Murshidabad Estates Palace in the city. So Calcutta was called City of Palaces. There were lots of palaces all over the city, and these were all people who came from different kingdoms across India. Like the Maharaja of Tripura had a city palace. The Maharaja of Hyderabad had the Nizam of Hyderabad had the Nizam Palace. So this was the Maharaja or the Nawab of Murshidabad. They were the people who were formerly in charge of Bengal before the British took it away from them. So lots of palaces that came up in Calcutta.
Oh, I didn't know I was parking my car at
In a palace. So now we come to St. Thomas's Church, which is now the church, and attached with it is the Loreto School, Loreto House School and College. Now this complex used to be the residence of Colonel Henry Vansittart first, and later Sir Elijah Impey. Sir Elijah Impey was
You mean the Loreto property as well?
the entire property, because this is where Henry Vansittart lived in a house surrounded by a garden, and the garden had deer in it. So it was called the Deer Park. And the Deer Park is the reason why this is called Park Street.
What?
Yeah.
Where are the deers now?
The deer's all been eaten up.
All of them. Sad.
So
We humans.
it was these old British masters who were living here. So as we were discussing, why do people come to Park Street? And I said many reasons. One is, of course, the cemeteries that give it a distinctly Christian flavor. Then the churches, the Christian bodies.
Yeah.
Then the schools connected with those churches and Christian bodies. Then the clubs, the Bengal Club, the Grain Club,
palaces.
the Armenian Club. Then the palaces. Palaces, not so much Christian, but still palaces are there.
Historic, but
Historic.
now pubs.
Pubs have been
Places for people to maybe go also worship. People to maybe place for somebody to go back then.
Yeah.
To go remember their loved ones. Some decades back, place for people to come, get sloshed, have
Khatta Meetha
fun.
mix, huh? And then the
Have fun,
residences, the
enjoy.
garden houses,
The
Park
garden
Street of Henry Van Sir Elijah Impey. Like that, there were many garden houses. So you see, there are petrol pumps in front of homes. Those used to be gardens. Those used to be lawns. So Park Street was also filled with garden houses.
Calcutta evening chats has to be puchkas. Is there anything you have for puchkas?
For a food item to be truly successful, it needs to meet all your tastes and textures. Tastes and textures, these are two things that you need. अब taste में क्या क्या आता है? There's sweet, there's sour, there is spicy.
Yeah,
All the flavors are taken care of. Then you have the textures.
the puri.
You have the crunchiness of the puri.
Yeah.
You have the gooiness of the potato. You have the softiness of the
Chana also, right?
chana. And then the water. And then the most important thing is, with these guys, you won't find any puchka walas till lunchtime. Because till lunchtime they are manufacturing everything. Fresh every day.
So these puris you said get manufactured every day.
Every single day. And that's the other reason why you never feel bad after eating puchkas.
Alright, so we are done with the historical part. And honestly, this would not have been possible if it would not have been for you. Because I personally don't have so much of knowledge. Even if I read it up, I honestly tried Googling it before coming. And there's nothing online.
Yeah.
Not in this depth. Not building wise, not a premise wise.
No.
So this particular detail you are getting directly from the man himself. And soon to be launched as Mr. Calcutta. He's already there. But then now you will start knowing him by this name, Mr. Calcutta. And thank you so much, Iftikhar bhai, for your lovely time.
Yeah, let's do more streets maybe.
We'll do that. We'll do that. So if you're interested in such kind of content, do hit me up. Do let me know if you want more dates with Mr. Calcutta. And we can do this more frequently. Alright, so Iftikhar bhai ko to hum bye bye bol chuke hain. And as you know, this is my wife, Zainab. And we are going to take you for the rest of the Park Street tour. And we'll explore and see what is the nightlife like. How's Park Street different from any other localities of Calcutta. So come, let me take you to the blingy part of Park Street.
Alright, so we are back at Park Street and जैसा कहते हैं कुछ लोग कहते हैं कि रौनक दिखती है, वो रौनक दिखना है, वो हाइप भी दिखाएंगे आपको कि पार्क स्ट्रीट में आखिर क्या क्या है. माइंड यू हमें कार पार्क करनी है अभी कुछ मीटर्स दूर पार्क स्ट्रीट से बिकॉज इट्स ऑल जैम पैक एंड लुक एट दिस crowd. Park Street, as you say, is all about party, nightlife, dining, be it with family, be it with friends, maybe some drinks to have, some really old. This is not much of a cafe wala street. This is more of a diner. You will find American dining, you will find Italian, you will find continental, oriental, you will find Chinese. The best of food, and there have been some restaurants that are here since past 80 years and have been recognized as the heritage hotels.
Oh my god, it's packed.
So the Christmas Carnival is actually starting from the 22nd, but I think today being a Sunday, it's too jam-packed. My god. Alright, so that's the very famous Flurries since 1927. Want to go and eat something at Flurries? Sure, it's too jam-packed also inside. The street is too full. and crowded. And I don't know how am I going to talk my way through the crowd. But if you can hear me, welcome to the street that never sleeps in Calcutta. This crowd is certainly there because of the Christmas field, but otherwise, this street never sleeps. So even this particular street, that adjacent to Park Street, this is, if I'm not wrong, the Middleton Row. This is a part of Park Street, and even this lane has pretty decent restaurants. There are mostly some gastropubs, and this is where you find most of the crowd hanging out, chilling through the evenings. That's also one of the buildings that has a lot of restaurants, pubs, clubs, you name it, cafes. कि यहाँ पे हर किसी के लिए बहुत कुछ है. Like Iftikhar Bhai said earlier, Indians used to refrain from coming to the street because of many reasons. But now things have changed. Now everyone's everywhere, and this is where everyone wants to be. By the way, Park Street is not just the most happening street of Calcutta, but then it is one of the most busiest street. And I'll just show you why is that. Look at this. Park Street also offers a pretty good nightlife. These streets are totally full of youngsters partying in, raving till morning.
I agree. Since I have seen the Bombay nightlife,
It's nice.
better than Bombay, but Calcutta it is.
They say Park Street is a place where past and present walks together. You will find century-old restaurants to modern concept cafes, fancy pubs in old heritage buildings, from today's gastropubs to an old school bar, more than a century old bookstore to a roadside bookstall, from award-winning restaurants that carry decades on a plate to mouth-watering roadside roll shops. This street has something for everyone, every mood and every need. This street never sleeps. Not in the morning, not during the nights. And during Christmas, this place is truly something else.
So all the streets adjacent to these main road, they all come with a lot of, they are full of restaurants, as I said. And now we'll enter, which is now a perimeter from which this Christmas Carnival starts. So सारे रेस्टोरेंट जितने भी आसपास में होटल्स वगैरह उन सबका छोटा छोटा स्टॉल्स लगा हुआ है on the go. Like see, this is Flurries, that's the Lalit. That's how Park Street celebrates Christmas. Alright, so we are here. This is the Christmas day and the 24th of December. The other day I was supposed to vlog, but I could not because बहुत ज़्यादा भीड़ थी. And आज हम देखेंगे कि पार्क स्ट्रीट में ऐसा क्या है जिसके लिए लोग इतना परेशान है. You see the kind of crowd that we have, and it is so amazing to see so many people coming together. Like Iftikhar Bhai said, and like I even googled, less than 1% population of Christians in Calcutta, yet Calcutta is hosting the country's largest Christmas carnival. So come, let's see what does this Christmas carnival look like? So the streets have been blocked for some obvious reasons because there's a lot of crowd, and for the cops to manage this crowd, they need the roads empty. This is the only time during the year that this road becomes a walking street. I don't know how many places in India actually work like that, but then see, I'll show you the glam of Park Street. So like we've said, Park Street has a lot of such amazing places to attend, to come. Basically, this is a hub of amazing old heritage restaurants, new cafes, some decent clubs, pubs, and not just that. You see this vibe, you see these lights. A lot of people, not just me, a lot of people just wait for this time of the year. The weather is amazing. The lights make it look like some different place altogether.
But this is a sight I think one shouldn't miss. Now I
This is absolutely a sight one shouldn't miss. I can never imagine walking on this road because this is Calcutta's one of the only busiest road. Like you can say that this street never sleeps, right? That's why this is one of the most VIP roads of Calcutta. This is a major connectivity of two different sides of Calcutta. This, I think, is nearly a more than or near about a kilometer stretch that actually defines Calcutta's nightlife till quite an extent. Now, over the years, the nightlife has been dispersed. It's like there are many different places where you see these parties happening. You know, the club culture has also started right from this street. With time, obviously, these heritage properties have been converted into some or the other institutes. They've shut down all the access from all points so that this place can be what it is looking right now. I don't understand if I need to say if the hype is real or not, but then you can really see and feel the hype of this place.
it as hype, but it's the charm. I've never seen such thing in Bombay also. So we
You see?
celebrate Christmas, we celebrate Diwali. West.
Yeah.
Diwali is the festival which is being celebrated at a higher level in West. But I think East nails it in all the occasions. I've experienced it.
Comes
also.
from a Bombay girl, huh, by the way. खाली म्यूजिक की कमी है एंड मुझे लग रहा है ये पूरी स्ट्रीट एक क्लब बन सकता है.
It's a go-to place where one can chill all evening, all night.
And this is not just the straight stretch. वैसे अगर मैं पार्क स्ट्रीट कवर करने जाऊं,
I had to compare it or say what is Calcutta all about or Park Street all about. He made sure he gives me a comparison between Bandra and Park Street. Oh, so Park Street is like Bandra in Bombay?
this disco ball really fancies me. My God. In fact, it's not just here. I can also see a couple of stage lights. There's no stage, but it feels like the street has been converted into a dance floor. Maybe if I would have witnessed this stretch or this place, like how I had witnessed Bandra for the first time, maybe I would have had different ways to see it. So, yeah, so go ahead, say.
Watching for the first time. It's very amazing, amusing rather, to see people on the roads. The roads are being blocked. It feels so much festive, where it's not possible in the busy cities, though this is also one of the busy cities. But people take out time to enjoy these festivals.
Yeah, that is why it is called the City of Joy.
And now I can connect with that is because I can see people taking out time for themselves, for the festivals, to meet people, to party together, because this is the only time when one can enjoy.
This is what Park Street is all about. Let me know in the comment section, how do you feel about this place? I'll be really happy to know your views on this. Alright, so that's it for now. Wish you all Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and a lot of happiness into your life. Take care. See you soon.
आप ही बोल ही दीजिए पूरा
का काफी ओवरटेक किया हमको ओवरशैडो किया है मेरे व्लॉग में
Ito, jam set, come on.